to Digital Nomad on Fire. I'm about to go to Thailand, which has just opened up recently. It's the end of 2021, December. And this is a sequel to my video from earlier in the year called One Bag Travel, What I Pack. What I pack when I'm traveling with one carry-on bag. I normally travel with one carry-on bag. If I'm moving around a lot, I think that's a great way of traveling. What I'm doing on this trip is I'm going to be staying in one place for a longer period of time, like I did in Bansko in Bulgaria earlier in the year. I'm planning to spend 2 months in Thailand, mostly in Chiang Mai, the digital nomad hub. So I think when you're staying somewhere for longer, it makes sense to take a couple of bags because you're barely going to be carrying them around. I'm still traveling fairly light, but I'm taking a few extra bits, which should make a big difference. So this is an update on that video. I won't normally travel with this much stuff. It's still not that much stuff. But there's some key differences to this and my previous video. If you haven't seen my previous video, it might be worth going to watch that first and then come back and looking at this one. The big difference here is my updated computer and updated VR, much more ergonomic setup. So let's go through some of the items. These are items I packed last time. In-ear monitor headphones, Shure SE535 Special Edition. Great in-ear monitor headphones, that's the case for them. It's a bit dirty, isn't it? I plug that into an iPhone, because an iPhone doesn't have headphones, so I get any more. With one of these two, it's a problem with it being white there, it just picks up dirt in the gadget bag. So this one will take USB A, which I plug into this, which is a DAC, and the other one is Lightning for power. This is just USB-A, which plugs into here, and this plugs into the iPhone, and then I can wirelessly charge it or not charge it. This is stuff from before. This is a mini USB, a micro SD card, so USB-A, so I can plug a micro SD card into my laptop, which now has a USB-A socket, which is useful. This is an Apple tracking device, which is in my bag in case it gets stolen or lost. This is USB-C to micro USB, can be handy. This is just a Bluetooth headset for calls. This is a little stand for my iPhone. This is a new edition. This is a Ledger crypto hardware wallet. Now, I don't recommend storing most of your crypto in a hardware wallet for one main reason. They're not secure at all. Well, that is, you can't guarantee their security. Why? Because there could have been a supply chain attack. So you can't guarantee this came from the Ledger factory and no one interfered with it. But if you look, I think the best strategy for keeping crypto safe is to spread the risk and store it in lots of different places. I think this is a good place as one of many to store it. So I have some of my crypto in there, not most of it. Unbelievably small and light for what it is. Now you can see I've taken off the end piece there. This is a US plug, and onto that you can put a UK type plug or a European plug. Just clips on. That means you can use this in almost any country, very easy. But 130 watts for something of this size, with 100 watts of USB-C and combined, and 30 watts of USB-A combined. That's the smallest, most powerful charger I've found, and the reason I need that is because of my new laptop here. This is a 14-inch Razer blade. It has an RTX 3080 processor in it and an 8-core AMD CPU. The reason that's important is it can run PC VR. This is an Oculus Quest 2 headset. That's a standalone VR headset, but it can also be plugged into a powerful PC and used for PC VR. So I'm really into PC VR. I think it's just completely game-changing, next level. If you haven't played Half-Life Alyx, I highly recommend it. It's super immersive. I think in 10 or 20 years, VR is going to be everywhere. So that's worth taking by itself because it has standalone games. If you introduce high-end PC VR with a relatively thin and light laptop like this, that's incredible. How light, that's 1.6 kilograms. That's as powerful as a gaming PC, which is like 100 times the size. So that's part of the new setup. This will power this if it's not playing games or not doing 3D rendering or video rendering. I also, of course, need to edit videos. This is extremely good at that, much better than my old Dell. But if you need to render videos or do VR, there's a separate external 230 watt power supply. So this USB PD can't power it for really intensive stuff, but it's fine for normal office work. So that's part of what I'm bringing. Full-size ergonomic mouse. Also bringing that thermometer, which is kind of useful. This is my GoPro setup, which I use for most YouTube videos. Obviously not this one. This one I'm filming on an iPhone at 4K 60 Hertz with a Shure, I think it's an MV88 Lightning microphone. But this is a Movo Dead Cat on the Movo shotgun mic, Hero 9 GoPro 3-way selfie stick and stand, extra battery, light. It's a pretty good setup for doing interviews and things. This is another key part of my setup. I'll cut to a video of this setup. But this is an ergonomic laptop stand. It raises the stand off the desk. A lot of people in Bansko had this. A lot of more and more people in co-working spaces are getting these stands. The good thing about this one is it packs down really small, but this will raise your laptop maybe a foot off the table. So that's Ergo. This is Ergo, and this is Ergo. This is an ErgoDox Easy keyboard. It has 32 layers. As you can see, there's nothing printed on any of them. So I've completely customized this. I use it as a QWERTY keyboard, but you can see it's ortholinear here, so the keys are in a straight line. You can completely customize this with their visual configurator for every key to do anything you want. So if I hold one key down, my left hand is a keypad, my right hand is arrow keys, for example. If you're into coding, you can set one layer up with all the funny brackets or braces that you need. If you're into video editing, you can set one layer up for all your video editing keyboard shortcuts, or 10 layers or 20 layers if you want. It's unbelievably powerful. There's obviously a learning curve, but it's unbelievably powerful. Very ergonomic because it's tented, can tilt. And you want a keyboard to tilt back, not forward. Tilting back is better, and tilting to the center like that. So this is ortholinear, which means your fingers don't have to go left and right. When you switch row, it just goes up and down, which is less strain on the finger. It's tented, it's split, so your hands can be in a straight line instead of being together like that. And it's fully programmable. Complete game changer. So this, with this and this, is hugely good for your ergonomic setup. This is the cable that links the two halves of the keyboard. This is a Denon Envia, incredible Bluetooth speaker. This is a 3-meter USB-C cable from the charger, because the charger plugs straight into the wall from the charger to the laptop. This is a stand for another new thing, external USB-C monitor. Now this monitor requires a mini HDMI cable, which is a bit weird, which is what this is, and that can be powered from the computer. This is a cable to connect the virtual reality headset to the computer, but I also have this. This plugs into the computer and Ethernet. So what you can do sometimes is you can plug to use PCVR if you're in an area that doesn't have much 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi traffic. You can do it fully wirelessly, which is better, but that doesn't always work. But to do it fully wirelessly, you have to plug the computer, which doesn't have an Ethernet port, directly into the router. That little gadget there will plug into USB-A on the laptop, and you put an Ethernet cable onto the router. Then, connected directly to the router, you may be able to use PCVR on the VR headset completely wirelessly, which is great. This is a gadget bag, just really useful for storing lots of different gadgets and cables and stuff. Here we have cables such as different lengths of USB-C, Lightning, different convertible cables like this. This one here has 3 different tips, Lightning, USB-C, and the micro USB under there. It's just a handy cable to have. Different Apple Watch straps. So what you can probably see if you saw the other video is there's a significant amount more stuff here, especially the VR headset. That's a relatively large item. So I am going to be checking a bag. I'll put all of the all of the delicate, valuable stuff into my hand luggage, and I'll probably shift my clothes and maybe toiletries into my checked bag. I'll try to get this into a carry-on only, but I think it's probably going to be a bit too big. So I've ordered some new small bags that I can use to check in. But yeah, so I think I wouldn't want to carry all this stuff if I'm on a trip where I'm moving a lot. But if I'm on one where I'm going to be going to a co-working space every day for weeks or a couple of months, which I am, then I think it's worth just taking a couple of extra bits. Like, you know, a little bit more stuff, especially ergonomic stuff like this, and, you know, really good leisure stuff can make all the difference. And now I have this slightly heavier, much faster computer. I mean, it's rendering videos at 5 times the speed of my old one. And it's great for games as well. And it's just great for everything. It's just a much faster computer, and it's not that thick and heavy. So yeah, that's the 2 bags travel video. The sequel to the other one with some extra stuff in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. If you have any pointers or suggestions, let me know about those. And I will see you guys on the road.